Our defense has evolved throughout the course of the year, but it still comes down to beginning with a paint-first mindset and building your defense from the inside out. And we've developed a scheme that hopefully intelligently keeps our length at the basket, challenges our group of any size to put their body in front of the ball when it comes to the basket and cover all threats, rollers, drivers, back cutters, offensive rebounders, any threat like that. We want to put our body in front of the ball and have that mindset. It's worked for us at a pretty high level so far, and hopefully that just gets strengthened into the playoffs.
Hey Frank, it's Kyle.
Kyle.
There's been a couple high-profile guys leaving the bubble for family matters, and I know those are all very personal reasons, Zion, Marcus Harrell. But in the wake of that kind of thing, have you either discussed with your family what some of those situations might be where you might have to leave, or is that something you just will take it if it comes?
I have talked about some of that stuff with my wife in particular. If scenario A were to happen, if scenario B were to happen, there are scenarios where personal reasons would cause you to leave the bubble. I mean, that's just in life in general. So I don't think it's really any different with the bubble. But we have had those discussions, and we'll cross those bridges when we come to them.
Hey Frank, it's Dave. I wanted to know if you guys have had any conversations as a team in Orlando about how you could have a demonstration or have conversations or whatever about social justice issues facing this country and present a united face as a Lakers organization.
Well, when the movement began, we had some conversations like that. We haven't furthered them in terms of any potential demonstrations yet, but I do anticipate having those types of conversations before we get going and playing games.
Thanks, Frank.
David?
Hi, Coach. This is Davide Chiallato from Italy.
Hello, David.
Hope you hear me well.
I do.
My question is about the league deciding to, considering only the games you played before the lockdown for the awards. And I'm curious about who would you vote for Coach of the Year? You can vote for yourself.
If I could not vote for myself, obviously that's a tough one. I think so many people have done great jobs. Obviously, Coach Bud and Coach Nurse out east, doing what they've done has been very impressive. Billy the Kid in OKC with a team that didn't necessarily have high expectations, has done a great job. Taylor Jenkins has done a great job in Memphis. Why don't I give it to my former Indiana buddy Brad Stevens for doing a great job, losing Kyrie Irving and a few others. Al Horford changing the whole identity of their team and having a great season. I would probably vote for Brad.
Hey Frank, Melissa Rowland here. Along those same lines with the awards going through March 11, do you think that LeBron James deserves to be MVP of this season?
Absolutely. Nobody impacts winning more than LeBron James. I do believe that he should be the MVP this year. I believe that he should be the MVP, and I believe Anthony Davis should be the Defensive Player of the Year. I hope those awards go to our two players. That's not to take anything away from some of the other candidates, but for what LeBron means to our team, even before the season begins, when the roster is being put together, with the number of guys that are on the Lakers because LeBron James is here and want to play with him. I think it starts there, and then obviously, what he's able to do on the basketball court, orchestrating the offense, leading the league in assists, and really setting a tone on the defensive end. We're the third best defense in the NBA, best in the West, and a lot of that comes from his commitment this season, which has been greater than the last few years, from what I'm told, has really, set us apart in terms of being the best record currently in the Western Conference. And like I said, I'm hopeful those 2 awards go to those 2 players.
Lisa, last question.
Hey, Frank, just following up on that, if you can remember back to that last game that we had with you, that last weekend, that Friday, the Bucks versus the Lakers, what did you see out of LeBron and AD in that game to just kind of, like you said, set the tone? Of course, awards aren't won in a single game, but what did you see out of both of your guys that kind of make your point, what you just said about you think your guys should deserve those awards?
Yeah, well, obviously Anthony dominates his own matchup in most cases, but also has the ability to switch out and guard anyone on the floor at any size and be one of the best rim protectors in the game. So, that versatility and dominance, makes him the front runner in my book. And in that weekend, LeBron took the toughest assignment in both games. He guarded Kawhi in the Clipper game and did a great job with him there, and then he guarded Giannis in the Bucks game when AD was in foul trouble, and did a great job in those 2 situations. So, if you're looking at what he was able to do on the defensive end, combined with the dominance that he exhibits, with not just scoring the ball, assisting the ball, but orchestrating our offense, leading us on the break. I think that weekend was probably a great indicator or a great measuring stick to those 2 awards.